Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making a flower wreath for spring. So let's get started. I found these flowers at Dollar Tree and they're called Asters, and I really like them. They're real colorful. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be alternating these around the wreath. So I'll start with the white and then the pink, white, pink, white, and pink. So I thought that would just be a little bit different and it'll add lots of color. And then I'm going to be making a bow for this particular wreath. So it's got some pink in there. It's got a little bit of white and yellow. And there's a little bit of orange. So I noticed there's a little bit of yellow in these flowers too. So hopefully that'll bring out the colors in our ribbon. So we're going to put this aside for a moment. And we're going to start by just taking this part off. All I want is this part of the flower. So that pops off. We're going to actually hot glue this directly to the wreath form. So we're just going to pop these off. And then we're going to start adhering them to the wreath. The nice thing about these flowers is that this part is flat, and I did this same technique in a Valentine rose wreath that I made, and so I'm going to use that same technique. It's real simple and easy and a great way to add color to your front door. Okay, so it looks like I have more pink flowers than the white, and that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two of the sections pink, one section white, two pink, and one white. So that should still balance it out. So I'm going to go ahead and add these in. And all I'm going to do is add a little bit of hot glue to my flower. And I'm just working with the inner ring and the outer ring. Or maybe the two inner rings. Let's see. Let's see how it works. And that just adheres like perfectly. So let's see. I want to make sure that this is covered up really good. Yep, so we're going to be working with the inner ring and then the outer ring. So all I'm doing is putting some glue right along the sides there. And these are so light. And I'm just popping it on. And so that's what it looks like so far. And we're going to go ahead and fill that up as much as possible. This is super easy to do. And I really want this to look full, so I'm going to make sure that I come really close with those flowers. Just working those, the inner and the outer rings. And look at that, already it's starting to look nice and full. Because I really don't like that wire frame to be showing. And I will put everything below how many bouquets you need to do this. And this is one of those simple wreaths that you can do really quick. And you can make so many different color combinations, and they make really great gifts. So look, already we finished our first side, and these adhere very quick. Okay, so I'm going to just work on this side here. So that one, let's see, that one took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flowers on that one. So I'm just going to come straight across to the opposite side there. And I'm just putting hot glue here, just over on the sides there. And it just works. It just adheres really good. And some of the flowers are actually larger than others. So that's really good, a good thing, because then there's that variation. So you don't have to worry about that center ring. You're just doing the outer and the inner rings. And these are pretty fluffy too. So far, so good. It looks like I'm going to be going back to Dollar Tree to get more of these flowers, because I see some gift ideas here. So whenever you see a flower with that flat back like that, if you're in Dollar Tree, perfect for making one of these really easy and quick wreaths. Really adhere so fast too. Okay, so we're done with our outer rings. And imagine if I had all of one color, that would look really pretty too. So there's so much you can do. I'm going to go back and see what other colors they have. Okay, so now we're going to start with our pink. And so we're going to do both of these in pink. I'm just going to come all the way over, not overshadowing my white flowers too much, but fitting them in just enough over there so that my ring is not showing. Just loading up my glue gun again. Okay, and it is coming together here. And I'm going to just continue with the pink all the way over to that area. And to tell you the truth, I really wasn't sure how this was going to work, but sometimes you got to try. And I'm glad I did. And I'm just pushing these closer together, and look how that just kind of stands right up. I'm just going to push this all the way in. I'm going to do another one in this area here. But if you push this up just a little bit, if you really squeeze that in, it's just like the flowers just kind of, it makes them more fluffier by pushing up the petals. And be careful not to burn yourself. Okay, it looks like I could fit another one right in this area right here. And so far, this is what we have. And if there's any holes that I need to seal up, I could always go back and stick another flower in there. Wow, that looks really good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this area right here, and then I'll come back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so our wreath is all done. And I hope you can get a good look at it. So all that's left now is to add a bow. And so look how gorgeous that is. And it just looks so rich. So if you want to try it with just one color, you can. Mix in the colors, you can. If you want to just try it with just all pink, you just go for it. So these flowers from Dollar Tree are a must-have. And I'm going to be running back to go ahead and pick more up. I will put how many bouquets I used below in the description box, along with everything else you'll need. And this is just a limited amount of supplies. Now, some of the leaves that were on the flowers, if you want, you could leave them on there if you just want your flower to have more greenery in it. So it's just up to you. But I'm going to more than likely be using this in another project. Okay, so now for our bow. Let me just put this to the side for a moment. Well, one other thing is, I guess I have to decide, do I want to put the bow here? Do I want to put it here? I don't think it would be balanced out enough since there's not a whole bunch of the white there. So I'll probably put it somewhere in there maybe. We'll see. Okay, so I've got some pipe cleaners because I think I'll be needing those. So I've had this ribbon for a good while. I'm not sure where I got it from, but this is a great opportunity to use it. And so I'm going to see what kind, I have to figure out what kind of bow I want, I'm going to do a bow, both sides are colored, so I don't have to do any twisting or anything like that. So I'm going to start with my loops. I think I'm going to make a more condensed loop here. I do want a tail on this one. And this is not a wired ribbon, but the same technique is fine. So what I'm doing is I'm going to leave this tail here, and then I'm just going to wind this in and out like that, forming these loops. I want to make sure I have a little bit down here, and I've done this bow technique before, but I don't mind doing it again. And I will post the video for that tutorial below. So you just want to make sure you have your pinches there. Then you want to do another loop like that. And you're just coming up again there. And just move this over here so you can really see this. So all I'm doing is looping. Holding this together, this part right here. Looping again. Looping again. So you got these here. Looping again right there. And I think that's good for our loops. And of course it's not even. I'll have to cut it down a little bit. And so I'm just going to use 2 pipe cleaners. And what I'm doing is holding this together. Just going to bring this around, and I'm going to twist this really tight. And I'm doubling up on my pipe cleaners because I want it to be more sturdier. And so all I'm doing is twisting my bow. And you see those smaller loops are right there. Twisting my bow. And let's see. And so now I'm just going to kind of pull this out. Pull each one to the side. Forming my bow here. Making a couple of loops. And see this is what's going to attach it to the wreath, so just want to make sure that that's okay there. And it's nice and loopy, and if you don't want the loops that big, you can make them even smaller. Whatever size you want. And I'm just going to cut these tails off before I attach my bow. Look at that. Nice and spring-like. Pretty happy with that. And so I'm going to take this. I'm just going to cut going up so it has those dovetails. It looks a lot cleaner too. And just like that. And do the same thing with this one. Going up. I just want to make sure I've got this facing forward here. And so now we've got something to add to our wreath. Just to enhance it. Now, if I want, I can put a flower right there in the center. And we'll see what happens. I could just hot glue it right in there. So we'll see what happens when we have our wreath up here. So remember, I was thinking of maybe, I don't think it'll be good there because then it'll cover up all of that white. So to make it more balanced, I could either go at the top here, or I can go at the bottom over here, maybe off to the side there. So many decisions. So for right now, and I could always change it, I'm just going to find some kind of room in here, and I'm going to take my chenille stems or pipe cleaners. Just going to wrap it right around here. Just looking to make sure it's balanced. Now I'll go back and fluff this up. And all I'm doing behind the scenes here, I'm bringing one chenille stem over on one side and one under on the other side. And then I'm just twisting it around. Just twisting it around. And I'm going to go back and neaten up the ribbon. I wasn't sure if that orange was going to match, but it actually works. Sometimes when you're kind of mismatch, it still works. I'm just going to fluff this up again now that it's attached. And our wreath is done. And then if you want, you can take one of the flowers and maybe put it in the center there, or not. Okay, well, decisions. I might go back and add it in once it's hung up, but I would just take the hot glue and just glue it right in the center, just like that. So there's so many things you can do with this. I hope that this inspired you to make one. It's super easy and so much fun to make. I love to keep my craft simple, and I hope this was simple enough for you to follow. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Put those comments below. Let me know if you think I should put a flower in there or no flower. And like this video, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.